So far in this section, we have been working with the local installation of MongoDB server, and we were connecting to that local installation of MongoDB server using Mongo shell. And in the last lecture, we installed MongoDB Compass, and using MongoDB Compass, we connected to the local installation of MongoDB server. But in this lecture, we are going to create a MongoDB database in the cloud. And for that, we are going to use a service provided by MongoDB called as Atlas. So Atlas is a fully managed cloud database service deployed by MongoDB. So it is managed by MongoDB company itself, and it provides a database as a service for MongoDB. This simply means that it handles all the complexities of deploying, managing, and scaling your MongoDB databases in the cloud. The primary use of MongoDB Atlas is to eliminate the operational overhead of managing a database yourself. Instead of setting up and maintaining servers, handling security patches, and managing backups, you can use Atlas to do it all for you. All you need to do is you need to host your database on Atlas, and everything else related to maintaining the server, handling security patches, and managing backups, that will be taken care by Atlas. So you don't need to worry about all those things. And that's why Atlas is the best choice when you are working with MongoDB and when you are using MongoDB as your database solution. So in this lecture, we are going to create and host a database on Atlas on cloud. And in the coming section, we are going to connect our Express application to that database. So first, let's go ahead and let's create an account with Atlas, and there let's create a database. So again, here I'm in mongodb.com website. From here, we need to go to products, and there we need to select Atlas under platform. Let's click on this link and it will take us to the Atlas page. Here you will see we have two options. So if you already have an account, you can directly go ahead and sign into your Atlas account. But if you don't have an account, you need to click on this Get Started button, or you can scroll down and here also you can see this Get Started button. So let's click on this Get Started button and it will take us to the registration page. Here in the registration page, we can register or we can create an account with Atlas using our Google account, or we can specify the details and the email and password using which we want to create an account. So here I'm going to use an email and password. So here I'm going to specify my first name and last name, and the company, I'll call it as Procademy. Now here we need to specify an email address using which we want to create an account. Here I'm going to specify a dummy email address which I have created, and then let's also specify a password, and let's agree to the terms of services and privacy policy, and we need to click on this Create Your Atlas Account button. So here you will see that we have received a message which says that now we need to verify our email. So on my email address, I would have received a verification email. There I will have a verification link. So I just need to click on that verification link. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my email, and from there I'm going to click on the verify link. So now I have verified my email by clicking on the verify link, and now you can see that I have this message that email is successfully verified. All I need to do now is I need to click on this continue button. Okay, and now from here we can go ahead and we can log in again. So here I'm going to specify the email address using which I have created the account, and let's specify the password. Let's click on this login button. Okay, so now it is asking us to verify the identity. So here I'm going to click on this send code button, and it is going to send a code on the email address. And now I just need to enter the OTP which it is going to send to my email. So the identity is verified now. And now we can see this welcome page, and it will take us to MongoDB dashboard. Now here it is asking to enable multi-factor authentication, but I'm going to skip it for now. So I'll just continue here. So here it is asking us some questions like what is your primary goal? Here I want to learn MongoDB, and how long you have been developing software with MongoDB. I'll just say 1 to 6 months experience. Okay, so what programming language are you primarily building on MongoDB with? So I'm using JavaScript, so I'm going to select JavaScript or Node.js. What type of data your project use? Here I'm just going to select other. Okay, so please specify the types of data. It is optional. Will your application include any of the following architecture model? Microservices, no. So I'm going to keep this empty as well. And okay, this looks like a mandatory field. So I'm just going to select event driven. Okay, because we are using Node.js, and in Node.js we have event driven architecture. And we have learned about it when we were learning about the fundamentals of Node.js. With this, let's click on this finish button. Now here we need to create a cluster. So currently we do not have any cluster on Atlas. So a cluster is where we need to host our database. So the first thing which we need to do in order to create and host a database on Atlas is to create a cluster. Now here we have three tiers. In the first tier, it is a paid tier where it is going to charge you $0.08 per hour, and it is going to give you 10 GB storage, 2 GB RAM and 2 CPUs. Then you have another tier which is Flex, and this is going to give you 5 GB storage, and RAM and CPU is going to be shared. And it is going to cost you $0.011 per hour. Now here, since we want to use MongoDB Atlas for our learning purposes, I'm going to select this free tier, which is not going to charge me any amount. But here we are going to get a very less storage, which is 512 MB, and RAM and CPU is going to be shared. But for the learning purposes, this configuration should be fine. Okay, so I'm going to select a free tier. Now we are going to create and host a cluster. So here we can also provide a name for the cluster. Here I'll simply call it as Procademy cluster. You can provide any meaningful name. You can provide your project name or anything else. Then here we need to select a provider. A provider here is basically a cloud provider. We have three options. We have AWS, we have Google Cloud, and we have Azure. Here I'm going to keep the default cloud provider selected, which is AWS. But if you want to use Google Cloud, you can also use that, or you can use Azure. Then from here, you need to select a region where your data center will be hosted. In my case, since I'm residing in India, this data center is closest to my location, so I'm going to keep this one selected. But you also have other options. So for example, if you are in Europe, you have these options. You can select Ireland, Frankfurt, Stockholm, etc. If you are in Africa, you can select Cape Town. If you are in South America, you can select Sao Paulo. Or if you are in Middle East, you can select Bahrain. So you can select any data center which is nearest to your location. Okay. Now I'm simply going to click on this create deployment button, and it is going to create and deploy our cluster. We have called our cluster Procademy cluster. Right. Now here we have a new pop-up opened, and from here we can do the settings for our cluster. So first of all, currently we can only connect to this cluster from this machine, from the local machine. So this is the IP address of my machine, and currently only this IP address is whitelisted for connecting to this cluster. But if you want, you can also add other IP addresses, and that we will do in a bit. For now, I'm going to keep only this IP address whitelisted. Then here we need to create a user. So here we need to create a database user. I'm going to call this user as admin. So using this user and a password for that user, we are going to connect to our database. So here I'm creating an admin user. You can provide any username here. I'm just going to call it as admin. And here we have provided a password. And I'm going to use this auto-generated password. So this is the username and this is the password for that user. So first of all, I'm going to copy this password and I'm going to save it somewhere because I need to use it in my application. So I'm going to save it here. Okay. And then I'm going to create this database user. Remember, I'm calling this user as admin. All right. So that database user has been created. Now we need to choose a connection method. So in our coming lectures, in the coming sections, we are going to connect our Express application to the MongoDB database, which we are going to create on Atlas. For that, we have to select these drivers. But this I'm going to do in the next section. Currently, I want to connect to the MongoDB database, which we are going to host on Atlas from Compass. So here I'm going to select Compass. Okay. Now, In my case, I have Compass already installed. So I'm going to select this option. And from here, I'm going to copy this connection string. So this is the connection string which starts with MongoDB plus SRV. This simply means that our MongoDB server is hosted on the cloud. This is the username to connect to that MongoDB server, and this is the password for that user. Then we have the cluster name, which is Procademy cluster. So this is the connection string. I'm going to copy this connection string, and first of all, I'm going to save it in Notepad. Okay, and now I'm going to connect MongoDB Compass to the MongoDB cluster which we have created on Atlas. For that, again, I'm going to click on this add new connection button. There, I'm going to provide that connection string. And from here, if I expand this advanced connection options and if I go to authentication, you will see that it has already selected the username and the password from that connection string. I just need to click on this save and connect button. And now you can see that this Compass is connected to this cluster, the cluster which we have created. I'll just click on this done button. Here you can see our cluster, which is Procademy cluster. This is the name of the cluster. Currently in this cluster, we do not have any database, and in that database, we do not have any collections. Right. So now let's go to database access. And here you can see we have the admin database here. Now what I'm going to do is let's go to Compass, and from there, first of all, I'm going to delete this database, this sample mflix database. I don't need this database here, so I'm just going to delete this. Here we need to provide the name of the database in order to delete it. This is just a security measure. And now I'm going to create a new database. For that, on the connection string, you will see this plus button. You can click on that. Here you can provide a name for the database. I'm going to call it as book my stay. And if you want, you can also specify a collection name here. Actually, we need to specify a collection name here, then only the database will be created. So here I'm going to create a hotels collection in that database, and I'll just click on this create database button. And you will see that book my stay database has been created, and in that database we have this hotels collection where currently we do not have any documents. Now let's go to Atlas, and there let me go to clusters. I'll click on this Procademy cluster, and I can go to collections here, and you will see that here this database book my stay database has been created, and in that database we have this hotels collection. And actually we had deleted this sample mflix database, but somehow it was not deleted from Compass, so I'll delete it from here. So I'm going to provide sample underscore mflix, which is the name. Let's click on this drop button, and it should drop that database. And now we have a single database which is book my stay. Okay, for some reason this database is not getting deleted. Let's try it one more time. All right, this database is not getting deleted, so let's keep it as it is. We are going to work with this book my stay database. Okay, and currently in that database we have this hotels collection. Now currently we are connected to this book my stay database hosted on Atlas from Compass. In the next section, we are going to connect our Express application to this book my stay database. And then from our Express application, we are going to perform CRUD operation on different collections in this book my stay database. And we will see how we can do that in our next section. Now, the last thing which I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this network access, and currently you will see that our cluster is only accessible from my local IP address. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit it here, and I'm going to allow access from anywhere. So I want my cluster to be accessible from anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to select this and I'm going to click on confirm. So currently the status is pending, so it is changing that. And this is all I wanted to cover in this lecture and in this section. So in this section, we learned about the fundamentals of MongoDB, and there we learned about how to perform CRUD operation on a collection in a MongoDB database. We also talked about cursor, and we also talked about query operators, etc. Now, in our coming lectures in this course, we are also going to learn more about the MongoDB concepts. So we are not going to stop only with the basic concepts. We are going to learn more concepts of MongoDB in our coming lectures. And we are going to perform CRUD operation on a MongoDB collection, which we have hosted on Atlas from our Express application. And that we will start doing from our next section. So if you have any question from this lecture or from this section, then feel free to ask it. This is all from this lecture. Thank you for listening and have a great day.